This episode of Bouts Talking Bouts is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Winning parlays, if you're looking for them in BKFC, you got to be checking out BK Bet Shark. Here's the thing, $50 buys, you get a personalized bet slip. It's based on your own budget. You can be flexible. It is what works for you. And this guy's got the receipts. You can check out all the winning tickets. You can peep them, and you can do so at Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Check him out on Instagram and get with it. Got them personalized betting slips going on, $50 buys. All right, on this episode of Bare Knuckle Radio, very excited to be talking to an individual who is vying for that BKFC middleweight championship on November the 3rd. And quite the main event attraction as David Mundell knuckles up and toes the line to defend his title against Doug Coltrane. And great having Doug back on the show. How are you doing, man? You having a solid day so far?
Yes, sir, man. Started my day off, sprinting 2 miles. Just rest of the day hanging out with my sons and having a good time, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, definitely, what's important for sure, man. So, glad to hear you're in a good space heading into, such a big fight and everything.
Yeah, for sure. That's really been one of my main focus. It's another fight to me. I'm not letting all that, BKFC middleweight title and all this. I'm not letting that bother me. At the end of the day, it's just me and him for 5 rounds. And that's really all that matters. I can't really get lost in all the rest of the stuff and, all the stuff that's surrounding it, because I know that's what people expect. They expect me to get lost into that. Obviously I'm fairly new. Everything's been moving super fast for me. Went from, 1-0 to 3-0 to fighting for the title. So I'm sure everybody expects me to get lost in all that other stuff. And I'm not, man. And I'm just keeping more focused. And it's just me and Mundell for 5 rounds. That's all I'm worried about. That's all I'm focused on.
Yeah, well, it's great you have, such composure. I would think that would really benefit you in this fight, just kind of presenting your best self. Where does that composure come from, you think? Just, your overall combat experience and everything like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, this is everything, man. For me, this is everything. It's all on the line for me. So, it's like time and everything. It just came all together. Obviously, I've been fighting for a long time, man. I've had, and that's the thing. I've had a lot of years of experience. Training. Going different places. Being in the same room as some high level guys for. I've been doing this for a long time. Just with my life story and everything. I could say my MMA career really didn't get the kickstart that I thought it would, or it didn't get where I thought I would be at right now in MMA. But with the timing of the bare knuckle and everything, how it's coming together, I just feel like it's my time, man. And I can't let all that other stuff bother me. So, it's been tough. I mean, obviously, it's just a lot of pressure. Championship, this, that, and the third. But I just been telling myself that the only thing matters is 5 rounds, me and him, and I can't get lost in everything else.
Yeah, I just love the mindset and how you, I guess, gave the whole timeline there, and it kind of informs this recent headline I saw. Well, recent in as far as it was after your last fight. It was really talking about just how your dreams are coming true and everything like that. But it's cool that you still have that tempered kind of focus with the whole thing, as much as you're still on this path and trajectory that's led you to a title shot and everything.
Yeah, man, it's nuts, man. When I think about everything, Mundell's really got a guy, man, that's gonna lay it all on the line for 5 rounds and standing in front of him. I sure hope he's not taking me lightly, man. But if he is, he's gonna pay the price for it. And like I said, man, like you said, all the dreams. To me, I never thought it was gonna move this fast. So to me, being where I'm at in my life and my age and my career, I just feel like it's all coming to pass, and I just gotta lock in and give it everything I got, man. And to be honest, as long as I do that, man, my family, my sons, my lady, man, my mama, my family's already proud of me, man. And as long as I go in there and let it all go, that's all that matters to me, man. I don't really care win or lose, whatever. If I give it everything I got, I know I'm finna show the world who Coltrane is. Like, after this fight, everybody's gonna be like, okay, yeah, he deserved it, because I've heard a lot of people say I don't deserve it, blah, 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 and I think after the fight, everybody's gonna say, this kid brought it. He definitely deserved it. He definitely can hang with the top guys in the world, and that's all I've ever wanted, man. I just wanted to be able to showcase that, and I get my opportunity on November 3rd, so.
Yeah, and you said a couple things in there that I thought were kind of interesting and don't want to, I guess, misconstrue necessarily. Like, you talk about maybe the perception of being overlooked or underrated. Is that a perception you've more felt from, I guess, like the BKFC fans, like David Mundell specifically? I guess curious to have you kind of expound upon that a bit more.
Well, he's obviously made it clear in his last fight that he thought everybody else in the rankings, it was downhill from after fighting Mike Richmond or whatever. So he obviously said that. I had people come to me after they made the fight and they released the banner, or they released the headline or whatever. Obviously, I even took a look myself online. Didn't really let it, but it was more motivation than anything. But I took a look at myself, and it was like a lot of people was upset. Like, who is this guy? Like, why is he getting the shot? This, that, and the third, and this is just another victim from Mundell, and this, that, and the third, and my sons, and I really ain't huge on IG. I just started my IG like a year ago when I started this whole BKFC thing. Everybody was telling me, like, man, you need to start it, man. You need to get it going. I'm old head, man. I'm Facebook, so like most of everything I post is Facebook, So it was a whole bunch of stuff on IG, and obviously my son, my son's 17. He's a senior in high school. All his friends, they follow me. They've been following me through this journey and stuff, and seeing where I'm at, and they've all came to me and was like, everybody thinks this dude gonna kill you, this, that, and the third. And I said, that's cool, at the end of the day, everybody can think what they want to think, but it's me and him, and they can't fight for him, so it's me and him for 5 rounds, so he's got to bring all the energy. I honestly feel like all the pressure's on him. He's supposed to kill me, he's the champ, he's this, that, and the third, he's at home. All the pressure's on him, man. I'm coming and I'm letting loose for 5 rounds, so all the pressure's on one deal.
Yeah, because I saw an article, I think it was from The Scrap, I believe, where you were talking about how you're going to whoop his ass in his own backyard. And I think I saw another post, it might have been Facebook, actually, now that you say that, where you were kind of saying, like, bro, you're not Rocky Marciano. Like, you got to chill out a bit. So it seems like there's, like, a bit of banter heading into the fight, for sure. Like, nothing, crazy, obviously, but some fun stuff.
Well, I think the call out that I called him out after the fight, I don't know if he was able to see it, and it was freaking epic. Did you see it? Did you see it?
I might have missed it. What was the post you had there?
You might have seen the post, yeah. But after I won the last fight, they interviewed me right in the ring, and I dropped down to my knees. I thank God, and then I called out Mundell. I said, this dude called himself the Redneck, and I said, I'm from Smithfield, North Carolina, Jilko, full of rednecks. I ain't never got along with him, so let's go. And I definitely think that touched him. I definitely think that helped me get the title shot. I think once he seen he wasn't going to be able to fight Mike Perry, I think my call out touched him. So I think that that was more whatever for him to say yeah to the fight with me. So it's a little thing, but at the end of the day, it ain't nothing personal. As far as me and him, I don't know Mundell. I don't really care, he seemed like an alright guy, whatever, when I was around him for like 5 minutes at the last fight or whatever, after I talked junk about him in the ring, I was around him, and he was like, man, I love it, he was like, it's all about the fight, selling the fight or whatever. So, I mean, we're all right, but at the end of the day, I know we're gonna get in there and we're gonna try to kill each other for 5 rounds. I'm definitely bringing it. That's for sure.
And something that I thought was kind of cool, like, just, I mean, more of the supporting your son kind of component of it. Like, I saw an article talking about how your oldest son won't actually be able to attend the title fight here, but it looks like he's got some great stuff going on too, just with like the football team and competing in the playoffs. So it's cool that you're, supporting him and doing that as he's kind of, supporting you doing your thing, even though you both can't be in the respective locations to kind of see what each other is doing. So yeah, I love to see that for sure.
It sucks, man, to be real. Now, I know he wants to be there with me, you know what I mean? But I know that this is his last year, and, he's a senior, and he's definitely, probably, the big, either, there's probably another kid on the team, but him and another kid, probably the best 2 guys on defense for sure. Like, they're the best defensive guys they got. And yeah, they're coming into the playoffs, so, I gave him the choice. I told him if he wanted to go with me, he could. I was like, but, if he wanted to just stay behind and play in the game, that I'd be rooting for him. And when he got done with the game, to make sure he hurry up and got home so he could watch the fight. So, it sucks, but at the end of the day, man, this is what we do. He's going to be there with me regardless, when I leave here, his energy and, both of them, my little guy, he wants to be there too. My little guy, he wants to be there, but, with how things is going in life with me and his mom and everything, I just think it's best for him to just, watch it from home too on TV. So they're both going to be sending me their energy, and, he watched the last one from home. The little one watched the last one from home. And they sent me all the videos and pictures of them when I was fighting and when I won, how they were going crazy, him and my nephew. And yeah, my oldest son was there. So, but yeah, they'll both be sending me their energy, man. And, at the end of the day, I love when they go with me. But when they go with me, I feel like it's more, like I know that they're going to be safe at home, and I can focus in on kicking Mundell ass, and that's all I got to worry about. And they'll watch me from home, and my job is to come home straight to them, and hopefully a world champion.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine it'd be a cool moment to kind of, bring the belt home and show it off to them if you get your ideal outcome here, of course.
Right. Yeah, man, that would be everything, if I was able to do that, and that's obviously the goal, and that's definitely, I'm not going down there just to be a part of the show, that's for sure. I'm going down there to own the show. And if I bring the belt home, it's just gonna show them everything that I've been telling them, and even if I don't come home with it, they're gonna see that I give it all I got in there, and they're gonna see that I'm gonna lay it all on the line in there, and to me it ain't gonna matter win or lose. But yeah, it would definitely be icing on the cake if I brought it home and let them, wear it around town and, let them show everybody, hey, my daddy's a world champion. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and it seems like you're getting like a little bit of that, at least. Like I saw a post, I guess a couple months ago at this point, where I think you were grabbing some pizza and like someone kind of spotted you and was like, oh, you're a bare knuckle fighter. And your kids are like, oh, Dad, you're famous.
Yeah. I mean, around where I live, I'm already known as the fighter anyway. I've been fighting for a long time, so everybody around, a lot of people around where I'm from, they know me. But since I started this bare knuckle stuff, it's been like random. It's been like random folks, saying, like, oh man, I seen you on TV. I seen you. You bet. You're like, hey man, I love that stuff. It's just been, it's been crazy, man. But like after that, they were like, yeah, Dad, it's official. You're famous. I'm like, nah. I ain't there yet, but a couple more, we gonna be there.
Yeah, it's just fun to see, man. And I mean, I guess sort of in line with kind of what we're talking about. Like as of this recording, BKFC has a card coming up in South Carolina. I mean, would it be of particular importance to you to get that ideal outcome here, win the title, and maybe even bring BKFC to North Carolina? Like, would that be of particular importance to you?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, all of it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, thinking about it, I could be the, I don't know how many champs from North Carolina or whatever. I know I know it ain't been none, you know, that's where I'm from, you know, Johnson County. So, I mean, it definitely would be, you know, epic, you know, to do it, you know, to bring it home. But that's one of them things too, man, you know, that you just can't get lost in, man. And I can't think about all the pressure of what everybody else thinks or what everybody else, you know, at the end of the day, man, I'm doing this for me and my family. And you know, like, if I get lost in all the other stuff and it's just more, it just adds more pressure to me and my mental state of mind when I'm about to step in there. So, like I said, I just been trying to, you know, yeah, it's cool, all that, man, but, you know, I just got to stay focused and on me and him, not worry about that. Man, I know for a fact in my mind and my heart that I can beat David Mundell. I just gotta lock in and show everybody, show the world, and get it done. I mean, how I feel and what everybody says don't really mean anything. The only thing that matters is 11-3 that night. You know, and me and him, who's ever the best on that night, and that's all that matters. So, you know, that's what I'm just trying to keep my focus on, you know?
Yeah, and I guess kind of going off of that, I mean, we've talked about, like, a bit of the banter heading into this, like some of the, you know, post-fight interviews you guys have had in the build-up, but I guess just in terms of, like, your analysis of David Mundell, like, what are your thoughts on some of his better stylistic attributes as well as his overall BKFC resume? It seems like you look at him as a guy who, you know, is champ for a reason, based on a previous interview I saw.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, shit, I'd be a dumbass, or I'd be stupid to be sitting here like, oh, you know, he's not good, or he doesn't pose a problem for me at all. I'd be a dummy to think like that. He poses a lot of problems. He is the champ for a reason. He's been on an incredible win streak. I think 5-6 fight win streak, 5 fights, something like that. Incredible win streak. He's actually was able to fight a couple names on that win streak. You know, couple guys that, you know, got some names for themselves or fought in the UFC or, you know, whatever. And you know, the dude obviously poses a problem. If you look at his last 2 fights, you know, he's fucked them guys up. You know, he whooping Richmond ass and mashed them, and Ricky too. He slept him, you know, and so yeah, the dude, he poses a lot of problems. But when I'm looking at these fights, you know what I mean? I obviously, you know, when I look at him and his physical stature and all that, and I look at myself and I look at, you know, my physical stature and how I fight and how I can fight, you know, I pose a lot of problems from him. You know, I think it's going to be, you know, hard for him to reach me like he thinks it is. You know, I'm not Ricky. I'm not going to just stand in the center of the ring and try to square up with you and just, you know, try to let you know. I'm not doing that. Like, we're going to box and you're going to have to close the gap. And when you're closing that gap, you can't run into something nasty. Everybody knows that hits hard. I got 2 knockouts in BKFC. I just flatlined one dude in the last fight. So, I mean, obviously I'm not just a tall, skinny guy. I can hit hard, too. So, I mean, he's going to have to close the gap, you know, and if he makes a mistake, you know, it could get ugly. So, man, I pose a lot of problems for him. He poses a lot of problems for me. And I think it's just going to be whoever can implement their game plan that night. And when the fight gets going, just who can be the dog, I think that's who's going to be the winner. And you know, we'll see. You know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, just kind of interesting, like, the massive shift, at least, like, you know, stature-wise, like, going from, you know, fighting a guy like Blake Lacaze that's, like, so uniquely long and rangy, and then, you know, fighting a guy like Mundell who's, I mean, at least comparatively, like, definitely more of a, you know, compact sort of opponent, different kind of, you know, reach dynamics and stuff like that. So, yeah, just kind of interesting how you're going from fighting, like, someone who had, like, one of the, like, rangier kind of approaches, like a lankier kind of guy in the division, and fighting a guy who, I think you described him as a short little stump who hits hard. So, kind of interesting.
Right, and he is, and, you know, he's like 5'7", 5'8", you know what I mean? He's short, he's powerful, he hits hard. Yeah, that's the beauty about this bare knuckle stuff too, man. And I think we talked about that last time. I think we touched on that a little bit last time. Was how every fight is different and you have to take it different. Like the last 2 fights I've had, I fought guys that didn't want to engage. You know, Blake Lacasse wanted to stay on the outside. I had to come forward, and you know, in my lifetime or in my fighting span, my toughest fights, and if you ask any of my coaches, my toughest fights has always been the guys that's taller or that's longer. If you look at my pro record or whatever, like the tougher fights that I've had was the guys that was taller, where I had to be, because I'm normally the guy that likes to sit on the outside and play the range game. So when I have to be something else, you know, like the last two fights, I felt like I had to be the guy that go get it, which I did. I had to be that guy to go in and you know, close the gap in the range game, because Brian Jackson, he didn't come. I think he was just trying to survive. I don't think he came to fight, so I had to go get him. And then Blake Lacasse wanted to sit behind his jab all night, so I had to go get him. So I feel like them two fights like tested me more. This fight is more in my range, is more in my I would say, like, if I had a fight that was more made for me, it would be me being the taller guy having to go against the shorter guy that has to close the gap. So I think that people get to see a different side of Doug than they seen the last two times that I fought. Now, the first time that I fought BKFC, it'll be more like that. It'll be more like the first time. It ain't gonna be the exact same, because you know they're two different fighters, and you know they got two different skill levels. But it'll be more so like the first fight that I had, me using the jab, using the distance, making him close the gap, and you know, running into something nasty. So yeah, that's the beauty about BKFC though, man. Like you gotta take everybody differently. Like, you know, some guys is boxers, some guys is MMA guys, some guys are this. So, like, you can literally sit down and be like, well, it's not MMA, it's not boxing. So, how can I approach this situation? How can I approach this, you know, and come at it? And, you know, everybody has their weaknesses, everybody has their strengths, and, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. That's kind of what got me stuck on this BKFC thing is really, like, because it's new, and, like, you know, nobody's got it really figured out yet, and you can, you know, it's interesting, man. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of that is, you know, to your credit, like just the mindset and approach to the game. But I mean, I would think it also speaks to like the different looks and also the quality of work that you get at spaces like TFTC, Elite Martial Arts, Kai Tai Academy, etc.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of that, you know, is obviously that helps out a lot, you know, and but this camp has been no different. I've still been going to all four of them places. I've been going down to Brunson's, working with him. Pickett's been coming up, working with me. Been going to the Kai Tai, working with some of the guys up there, you know, working on regardless if it's like strength and conditioning or if it's whatever. TFTC, two of the guys that they're going down with me to fight, and then Carlos is going down with me. So, like, yeah, we've been implementing a lot of stuff on game plan there, and I've actually added two coaches. I actually added two coaches to this camp, helping me with strength and conditioning, helping me prepare for, you know, working on my boxing techniques and stuff like that. You know, so like, yeah, I've been kind of spread out, but like everything's been working good because it's like it's all been about me, you know, and everybody's been trying to help me. Like everybody sees what type of opportunity I got. And I'm just thankful for all them guys that you name, you know, TFTC and you know, Elite Martial Arts, Carlos and Daniel and the other Carlos. I'm thankful for them and thankful for all the guys that helped me put in all the work, you know, so far and been helping me get ready for this thing.
Yeah, I love hearing that, and also I guess just digging deeper into that, because I know last time out to replicate the range and the long arms of Blake Lacasse, you were getting in a lot of good work with James Brown. I'm kind of wondering, like, is there a certain sparring partner you're working with in this camp that maybe has a similar, I guess, stature or approach to Mundell?
Yeah, I got several southpaw guys I'm working with. And then I'm trying to get working with Brunson. Me and Brunson has been working. He's been helping me. Like, he's been all about helping me and trying to, want me to pull this thing off. Brunson, he doesn't really have the same stature as Mundell, but he's big. He's southpaw. He throws loopy punches. He's really good in the clinch, like really good clinch work. Jamie Pickett, the same thing. He's kind of longer than Mundell, but he's southpaw. He's big. He's strong. He's athletic. I got my boy Adrian Soto Perez. He's been he moved to Durham, and I've been getting work with him. He's southpaw boxer and wrestler. He's a professional boxer, professional MMA fighter. He's probably like the closest to Mundell's actual size. He's like 5'9", and he's like really big, like 190, 5'9". So he's got like the big, short, stocky thing going on. He's been helping me. Trey, my boy Trey, he's been helping me. He's southpaw, man. I didn't notice how many southpaws I had around me until I needed them. I was like, man, I need some southpaws. And then boom, I was like, oh man, I got several southpaws to work with. So yeah, I've actually had some decent southpaws to go with for Mundell and help me, prepare for him. And it's been awesome, man.
Yeah, I love hearing that, man, and just moreover, really appreciate you rather, making the time to talk ahead of such a big fight. Just been, such a cool rise to kind of follow along with what you've been doing, and just, great to have gotten to talk to you again. But in saying all of that, I'm curious, just in being mindful of your time, like I was saying before, like curious if maybe you have a final kind of parting thought to add as we're wrapping up here, man.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you too, bro. At the end of the day, man, I appreciate you because, you and the interviews you put out and some of the other guys that's reached out to me, like, I was surprised at how many people actually tune in to listen, man. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you, giving me the time and the opportunity to put, some words out for everybody to get to know the Coltrane a little better.
No, I mean, mutual appreciation for sure. Like, I really appreciate you, making the time to talk ahead of such a big fight, man, and just very excited to check out BKFC 53 on November 3rd there, and just, thanks so much for coming on Bare Knuckle Radio, and definitely looking forward to checking out this title fight with David Mundell. But until then, you have a good rest of your day, Doug, and thank you for the time.
Yes, sir, man. I can't wait, man. Check it out. It's going down. Dave the Redneck Mundell. The Redneck Mundell versus Doug Red Coltrane, man. It's going to be exciting, and definitely bringing some fireworks. But it'd be good. I can't wait to talk to you again, bro.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree on both accounts. Just, the excitement of the fight and getting to talk to you again down the line for sure, man. But super appreciate you coming on the show, and just, have a good rest of your day, Doug. Thank you.
All right, buddy. You too.
This episode of Bouts Talking Bouts is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Winning parlays, if you're looking for them in BKFC, you got to be checking out BK Bet Shark. Here's the thing, $50 buys, you get a personalized bet slip. It's based on your own budget. You can be flexible. It is what works for you. And this guy's got the receipts. You can check out all the winning tickets. You can peep them, and you can do so at Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Check him out on Instagram and get with it. Got them personalized betting slips going on, $50 buys.